Hey, we here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm awesome. I'm awesome. I'm so happy to be here with you, Lorenzo.
Yes, it's always nice to be here with my good friend Valerie and talk about all of the fantastic stuff that you're doing. You've been such a blessing to so many people. And so I'm like excited right now because you got a lot of good things in the works. What's going on, Val?
Well, I've got Instagram over here. Let me say hi to everybody in case you guys got the notification that we were going live. You can join us in the live if you would like to on Facebook or either on YouTube. If you want to be a part of the party, you all can join in. But today we're just going to talk about how I grew Pulsar Natural Body Care into a multi-million dollar brand. So throw some hearts up, guys. Let me know that you're there and just saying hello to everybody that is over on YouTube and on
Yes.
Instagram.
Oh, look at your supporters. They are coming in saying blessings and hello. All
All
right.
right. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. Hey, 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 hey. We've got Lorenzo moderating. This is our first time going live like this, but I'm excited. It's going to be a whole learning experience for me with all of my family. So do me a favor, go ahead and click like and share. This is going to be a momentous time where I tell you guys all about how I grew my company into a multi-million dollar brand with your help. It's because of all of you guys.
Yes. So, okay. So yes, you have grown this business. I mean, since we've met each other, I would say about 2 years ago. And I mean, it's grown so much just from then. But I mean, you had very humble beginnings.
Yes, I really
Yes.
did. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay. So like what maybe was like the turning point? Like I know a lot of people want to know the starting point, but everyone kind of knows like, hey, this is where the story starts. It starts from these very humble beginnings. But what was before we get into that? What was the turning point that made you realize I really need to keep doing this, and I really need to take this, to the farthest extent because this is going to be really successful.
Well, Lorenzo, you just said that I had humble beginnings, and I really did. And I'm just going to take a few minutes because I want to encourage somebody um, to just tell you all a little bit about me and a little bit about my background. So I grew up in upstate New York in the projects, y'all, um, in Rochester, New York, in Hanover housing, where all of my friends, I don't know anyone that I went to school with that is still alive. I don't know anyone that I don't know many people that have been able to experience any type of success. And so I really consider myself blessed, but it was certainly not without obstacles. So I got pregnant, and it was kind of a date rape. I don't want to get off into that too much because I don't want my son to be embarrassed by this, but it was kind of like a date rape. It was a one time thing where the person that I went on a date with refused to take me home until, of course, he had his way with me. And this guy was a much older guy. So, that kind of really set the tone for a challenging youth. And then after that, of course, I got married when I was 18 years old, and then I started a family. So it was littered with a struggle, a serious, serious struggle. I have my grandmother to thank for kind of coming in and rescuing me from just the whole challenge of living in the projects with people. Everybody was on drugs. My sister, whom I love dearly, she's still struggling with an addiction. And even back then, my mother was an alcoholic. So I grew up in a household with an alcoholic mother. My father abandoned us when I was an infant, and so it was straight up challenging. If you had to look at the odds, there is no reason why I should be where I am today based on my humble beginnings, Lorenzo.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. That's definitely the type of story that I think that people really do need to hear because a lot of people kind of count themselves out and they believe that they can't achieve things based on where they're at, and so that being the focal point of the beginning stages of your life, you know, and yes, absolutely. Glory be to the Almighty, right?
Amen. Amen.
Amen. That being the focal point of your life in the beginning, can you share with everyone what sort of inspired you to create products? Because I remember hearing it. Is it the grandmom and the cookie stories, or what? It was not cookies. What was it?
So the local radio station here in Huntsville, Alabama, did an interview on me, and I just shared with them how I grew up in the church. I wasn't always in the church, but I did. I grew up in the church, and in order to be able to travel, because my family, we didn't have money, and so in order for me to be able to travel with the church choir in the quote unquote Church of God in Christ, yes, for the Church of God in Christ, we had to be creative to come up with ways for me to earn money. Hi, Lisa from Delaware, so that I could travel with the church choir. And so my grandmother baked pies. My grandmother,
That's
bless
what it
her
was.
heart,
It
and
was
she's no
pies.
longer with us, right? The pie maker. She's no longer with us, but she was over the hospitality department at the church that I grew up in. And so what they did was they, back in the day, they cooked dinners and they sold dinners, and all of that was fundraisers for the church. And so with them, my grandmother baking sweet potato pies and church dinners and all that. In order for me to be able to travel, she said, you can go and sing with the choir, but you have to sell these pies. And, as it was told in the story, she had these little small sweet potato pies, and she filled them up in a laundry cart for me to drag the cart around all over Rochester in the projects and sell those 50-cent pies. So I think that it was because my grandmother was so, she was like an entrepreneur, and she was always looking for ways to subsidize her income, that inspired me to do the same thing. I want to give her credit.
Yes, yes. Yeah, big shout out to Grandmom, hallelujah, for having
Yeah.
her in your life and directing this path on you, because this path that you have taken has been a blessing to so many people out there that's also, sort of followed in your footsteps to be able to launch their own brands with really great products. So I want to kind of talk about the products that you've created and the beginning stages of that, because I do remember seeing some pictures of early on of a shop that you had. But I think it was even earlier than that you had some things going on. So can you tell us like what got you into making products and opening up a store?
So I was divorced. I had gone through bankruptcy. I was married to a straight up crack addict, y'all. Can you believe that? And so times were hard. This rascal would pawn, back then I was sewing before I started making products to generate extra income. I was sewing to subsidize my income. And so from week to week, it was a matter of, are you going to have money to pay rent or whatever it is? And so always looking for a way to generate funds. So I had a job, and I was kind of second in charge to my boss, helping him to run the company. And I've got to give him his props. He taught me everything there was. I want to tell you guys, listen, be a sponge. When someone is mentoring you, be a sponge, because the value of somebody sharing with you how they became successful, that is priceless. And so my ex-boss taught me a lot. I had a job where I was doing accounting and other things, of which I really didn't have a lot of experience, but I put my hand to the plow and I just stayed there. I worked extra. I stayed back extra hours when I didn't know, how to do what was needed. I studied and studied and studied. And so I was helping a family member start a business. And this family member came in and said to me, look at how much money I have in the bank. And at the time, being a single woman, with 3 kids, I didn't have any money in the bank. And so I was looking for ways to generate my own funds. And I was walking through the mall in Huntsville, in Madison Square Mall, and there was a lady there, and she was peddling soaps and balms and things like that. Now, when I grew up in the projects, my mom had to work. So we were a family that came together, and I had an Aunt Betty. Everybody needs an Aunt Betty. And Aunt Betty had myself and her oldest daughter, Carmen, right by her side. And she taught us to sew. She taught us how to make soap, how to make bombs. And it was because of that humble beginnings from Aunt Betty that I was able to piggyback on what I was taught as a child and bring it forward. You know, the humble beginnings of things that we were taught, things that our family members knew how to do, they played an instrumental part in what I'm able to do today. And so back in the day, Lorenzo, the store that you're talking about, I started in my husband's office. We had a 1-bedroom condo, and I literally exhausted that condo making candles, making soap, really making a total mess all over the place. But it was from that beginning, just working it and keeping with it and working it and not giving up, regardless to how bleak it seemed in the beginning, just persevering, that I was able to get to where I am today.
Wow. I mean, that's just such an amazing story, just like being able to triumph over all the odds, and learning from the best people that were around you, having those mentors, seeing the way that they operate, and being able to learn from them is what really guided you in the right direction. So it almost sounds as if this was something that was always in you to do. You just needed to get yourself around good people. You needed to get yourself around better environments, opportunities. Like, it was just always there. Now, before you comment on that, I just want to take the time to give a big shout out to all of the watchers right now. Thank you so much
Yes.
for hopping on here with us. I know you all probably don't know me. You know Valerie. You know Wholesale Natural Body Care. If you don't know, she is on YouTube, and you want to be sure to follow subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like and share this video with individuals that you really feel as though can learn something from Valerie and all of her efforts that she's done with Wholesale Natural Body Care. And to date, she has worked with over 60,000 people that we see that are in the context, but countless individuals have launched their business utilizing Wholesale Natural Body Care's products and learning from Valerie's experience, and that she's just really excited to share with you all today. So you subscribing to the channel and also the Virtuous Millionaire channel, I want to make sure that all of our women here know that Valerie has a project called Virtuous Millionaire, and we'll talk more about that in the future. You want to subscribe to that, and also share and like this video. Please thumb up this video right now, everyone, and we can get right back into this conversation, because I know a lot of people don't know some of these stories about you and how you got started. They kind of are able to look from the outside looking in, and they see all this beautiful work happening. This beautiful facility, the warehouse. I mean, we've got to see you grow from the smaller warehouse to the larger warehouse. But how did you even get to the first warehouse from the store in the mall? Like, how did that go?
So, delayed gratification. You know, the minute we start making money, we want to spend it, but that is not the way to grow your wealth. Delay the desire to buy a lot of designer or high-end designer things. That includes cars, that includes homes, that includes furniture, that includes everything. Like I said, when I got started, my husband and I were in a 1-bedroom condo that we literally bought. It was a foreclosed piece of property. We purchased it for $13,000, 1 bedroom, y'all. And we remodeled it. Of course, we hired a contractor to do the work in it, but we kept everything very, very minimal. We did just enough so that we could get by. And it was from that 1-bedroom condo that my husband had a little spot. He's a contractor, and he had a spot in his office. And I said, hey, can I just get a piece of that office of yours and let me see if I can't start a little store? And so I started my store with just a very few pieces of product. I think at the time I had a few soaps. I had one body butter, one shower gel. It wasn't much at all. It wasn't anything like what you see now if you're on Wholesale Natural Body Care. And people just came. I started sharing those products with my church family, with my family members, just with lots of different people, and word of mouth, and asking people for their feedback. If they wanted to try some of my product, I was open for positive feedback and just asking people, what I could do to make it better. So it was from just having that very, very small store in my husband's office that I pivoted from there to renting my first spot, which was a $600 spot in Huntsville, Alabama, just moving incrementally as I made money and holding on to the money. I kept the same car. I kept the same car, I want to say the first 8 years. And so I had a little money tucked away, but I didn't spend it. I took that money and put it right back in. I self-capitalized my business. I didn't get a loan back then. Of course, who's going to give you a loan with a new business? So I worked my job. I stayed on my job. For 5 years and grew the business to the next level, just incrementally growing it, just keeping myself motivated by the fact that I believed in myself. I believed that I could do it. And here's the thing. I see someone on the screen asking, how did you stay motivated when you first started? When you invest in really good products, and Wholesale Natural Body Care has really good products, y'all. Let me do some shout outs. We have multi-million-dollar brands right now who are in Target. They're in Walmart. We are in Sally Beauty. We are in Ulta. We are in Whole Foods, not under my brand, but under their brand. And these people believed in Wholesale Natural Body Care's products and then created them as their private label for their own brands. And right now, these brands are doing so well. I mean, they are literally, I am so proud, you guys. And I have all of you to thank for that. But to stay motivated, you've got to be willing to do the hard work. It's not going to be easy at first, but you've got to believe that you can do it. And the thing about it is, if you see me tell you that someone else is taking my products, or if you see me, you hear me telling you that my company is a multi-million-dollar brand, I don't have anything to gain by telling a lie or putting out false information. I'm sharing this with you guys so that you know that if I can do it, you can do it too. And you get to do it off my back, off what I've learned, off all the mistakes, off all of the equity that I put into it. And you can take my products and create something amazing that you can self-brand, and you can do the same thing. It's there for all of us.
Yeah, and I just have to say to everyone that's watching right now, there's a image behind the pictures, the videos here. You can kind of see the warehouse. And so I'm going to hide us really quick. And I just want you to see this picture really quick. I'm going to hide us really quick so that you can see what I'm talking about. That was fast, but that their warehouse is your warehouse too.
Yes.
All of those people that are in there working, they're working hard. They're making sure that the quality is at the highest quality. I have been there. It is even better than what you can imagine, just seeing it in person. And the way Valerie and that team operates, it is just wonderful to be able to see that this is a Black-owned, woman-owned business that is thriving, that is going above and beyond, and it's all there to support more individuals out there that want to do the same thing. And many of, we just taking a look at some of the individuals that are commenting right now. This is mostly Black women here that's gotten behind this here and supported Wholesale Natural Body Care. So big shout out to all of you who have supported. But this here warehouse is your warehouse. That quality of products, that's your quality of products. And when you put your label on it, you can be proud to know that you're supporting, you know, our economy, right? And you know, us as a people being able to lift one another up and say this is a shining example of what Black excellence looks like. And so, big shout out to all of you and to the fantastic warehouse. And the question of how to get started towards making $1 million business. Well, Valerie just shared so much with you of how she got started. She got started from virtually nothing, and and Valerie, this is my question. I mean, there's so many comments that are coming out right now, and I want to make sure to show some of the questions. So we're gonna switch to a little bit of Q&A. So if you have a question for Valerie, please feel free to ask that question. I'm going to put a question on the screen, but I'm going to ask the question too. Valerie, during the time that you were, motivated, staying motivated to do all of these business ventures, did you see that one day you would have something like what you have now today?
I knew it. I had the faith enough to believe that it could happen. Let me back up just a little bit. You were talking about wholesale natural body care being able to offer private label products to these other companies. We're ISO 9001
That's
certified.
right. That's
We're
right.
GMP certified. Y'all hear me?
That's a
That
big
was
deal.
the largest milestone that I ever accomplished as far as my business. So I said that to say that I take what we do very, very seriously. When it comes to excellence, it's all about excellence. You all should have been there with me when I was putting my team through all of the training to become ISO 9001 and GMP certified. It's no small feat. I mean, you got to be serious about your game, because when you're audited, they cut no corners. Do you hear me? If they say that every corner in the warehouse has to be clean, we didn't start cleaning the warehouse because we wanted to become ISO certified. We cleaned the warehouse because that's my standard.
Yes, and
We
it is
clean the
immaculately
warehouse.
clean.
We organize because that's what we want. That's what I'm all about. And I know that it would be like if you went to the dentist, or if I went to a surgeon and he was some janky surgeon. His hygiene wasn't up to par. His facility was not on par. Everything was not at the standard that it needed to be for me to have the confidence to allow them to, do services on me. It would destroy my confidence. And so it's just who I am. I strive to be a person of excellence. Now, do we make mistakes? Do things happen? Yes, it does. But guess what? You put in place corrective measures and you continue to press forward. But one of the reasons why I am where I am today, and I hate to get off into my Christian belief, but that's just who I am. And those of you who don't believe or who don't want to hear, you can click off now. But I believe in being a good steward. The Bible tells us that faith without works is dead, right? So I can have the faith enough to believe that I can do it. But if I don't do the work, then it's going nowhere. God had instructed us to create the vision, to make it plain, and to commit it to Him, and to do the things that He asked us to do, to be obedient. Hey, that takes the guesswork out for me. All I need to do from there, once I start doing that, once I start returning my tithe and giving a liberal offering and being supportive and doing what I'm supposed to do, the only things that I have to do is to be a good steward. Now, in being a good steward, that means managing everything about my life. That means managing my money. That means managing my company. That means managing my facilities. And let me just say this. I love the fact that my net worth is upwards of $5 million. I'm a Black girl. I feel so good about
Hallelujah.
it. When my banker asked to come and do my portfolio, I know nothing about no portfolio or how to create a portfolio or a financial portfolio, what it consists of. But let me just break it down for you guys. What it consists of is, what are your assets? Okay, now my assets are not Louis Vuitton handbags. It ain't Gucci. It ain't MAC makeup. It's not about how I can impress somebody, but it's what I invest my time and my money in. Your time is your biggest asset. So what you guys have to do is manage your time well. Be an awesome steward. And that means with every part of our lives, And so in order to become successful, you got to be a good steward. You got to be responsible. You've got to do the small things and you've got to do them well. And
Mm-hmm.
don't be a complainer and don't expect everybody to do everything for you. Be willing to study, read, and just keep grinding. There's times I got to clean the toilet, vacuum the floors, wash the dishes. You got to do it all.
And when I tell you Val does do it all, okay? Myself as a branding and marketing expert, I was so surprised to know that all of the work that you see, Ms. Val has done all that herself. I mean, she has went above and beyond to educate herself to understand every aspect of her business. So no one that is working within her business does she not understand exactly what needs to be done to get the job done. She understands every part of it. This is crucial and extraordinarily important if you really want to grow your business. So as she said, her faith in the Almighty and her properly stewarding that work, that's a part of that, understanding all these parts so that if something does go wrong, you know how to address it and you're not depending on someone else to do that for you. It's good to have another person to do that for you, but you should understand the job. Now let's move on really quick. We're about 26 minutes in. I want to make sure to thank all of you for joining us, and I ask that you make sure that you click the subscribe button. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure you are sharing this video to everyone that you know needs to get a business started. This does not have to be always a big secret. I know that wholesale natural body care is everyone's best kept secret. But come on, y'all know somebody out there need to start a business. Okay, hook them up. And that actually does help the work that Valerie does with wholesale natural body care. Yes, this is a private label, and yes, we keep all of your information private. No one is going to know. But some people should know, like, hey, sis, here is the company that I'm working with. Get your brand launched so that you can start doing what you need to do. Now we have this question here. She says, so how long did it take you to become as successful as you are today, Ms. Vaughn?
So what is success? So for me, the first year, my company only earned about $60,000. And I had overhead, I had a lot of expenses, but you don't have to start that way. You can start in your one bedroom apartment or in your home. You can allocate areas in your home to run your business. You don't have to do it the way that I did it. You can start very, very small. I will tell you this, I started with a paycheck. At the time, it was about $400, and I couldn't take all of that. So, I would put back just a little bit. I would order a few things, play with those things, create them into what I wanted them to be, and then I just kept building on it. Okay, so now year number 2.
Okay, hold on. Wait, how long ago was that, though?
Oh, Lord, 21 years ago.
Well,
21 years ago.
there's your answer. This is 21 years of labor. This is 21 years of work. This is 21 years of education and excellence that, of course, all of you get to share in. So, that is excellent. But go ahead, back to your point.
So I'm going to say I was probably at the $100,000 mark within a couple of years. But again, it took reinvesting in my company. You have to take what you earn, take out what you need. And, I'm all about, even right now, my employees eat out more than I do. I brown bag it, y'all. I take my lunch. And so I don't eat out in a year. And right now, I share this with my employees because I try to encourage them. I could eat out every day if I wanted to, but I don't because it's not my way of becoming wealthier or protecting my wealth.
Yeah. I think this sort of what you're saying is sort of answering this question here. How did you grow and expand? And what you're saying right now actually answers that. That's the way you grow and expand. You really have to make the sacrifices necessary in order to get yourself to the next steps. It's not about in this society right now, everything is about showing the world like, hey, look at me, I'm making it big. I'm looking, I look like this. I'm wearing this. Look at where I'm at. And that there is actually taken away from your business.
Right.
If you even think about the fact that, some people are coffee drinkers, they're spending, nine, or more dollars a day on
Where's
coffee.
my Yeti?
Yes, that Yeti. Oh my goodness, that
I
thing will
take my
stay hot
coffee.
all day.
I know that they say Starbucks is an experience, but not for me. Not at $3 and $5 every day. You
It's
stop by
upwards. It's
Starbucks and
upwards to about $17 being spent at Starbucks per day for people, because they're not just getting the coffee; they're getting a tea later on that day.
no.
They're getting the little nasty breakfast sandwiches that they got there. You know, sorry, sorry for those who enjoy those sandwiches. I'm just saying, uh, brown bagging it is not that bad. I mean, as a matter of fact, it's fantastic when if you know how to cook. So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Um,
just I meal prep. So I get my lunch ready the night before. But I honestly do. I take my coffee and my Yeti, and then I have a coffee maker at work. I always make a pot of coffee. I buy the creamers, I create my own experience. And it does several things. It keeps my money in my pocket, and then I know what's in it. So it's super important to know what is in for me. I'm all about being healthy. I'm not just about creating that experience so that I can look like I'm doing something.
Yeah, we have Crystal here. She says about
Hey,
$25
Crystal.
a day, to be honest. It's true. But that right there is a marketing budget.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You could
mm-hmm.
you could do $25 a day in ads on Facebook and Instagram, and that will drive so much traffic to your website.
You can, you know, you can start with something simple like $5 a day. You can
Yeah,
start with whatever you have. You can just put away $5 a day, the money that you would use to eat out with. Um, don't buy clothes that have to be dry cleaned. Just get in the habit of just being frugal. Be as frugal as you possibly can be, especially in the beginning. And then after that, give yourself about 5 years. And then after that, if you do everything well, you should have some money. Then you can go ahead and do all those other things that you want to do, but just delay it in the beginning.
yes, yes. Okay, that was a great answer to that question. And we're just going to go over just about two more questions here. Here's one of them. How did you learn how did you learn how to formulate product?
So, reading and studying.
Yeah.
And I'm just a naturally curious person. I remember my girlfriend told me that she said, "You're the only person that I know that will spray perfume, commercially purchase perfume into lotion and put it on your body." Well, I did that because I couldn't afford designer lotion. And so, innately, um, each one of us, there's something in all of us that we can either redirect, we can pivot. If you find that you are in the habit of doing something, spending your money on ABC, you can change all of that. And for me, if that means taking money that I'll eat out with and buying a class, then you do that. So in order to learn how to formulate, you have to really study a lot. And if you don't have a lot of money to do that, I would take a class. I would definitely, of which Wholesale Natural Body Care is going to be offering classes in our learning facility in the very near future. So you'll be able to
Yes.
come and take a class with us.
Yes, that sounds so amazing, and that sort of answers one of the questions that was brought out. They were asking Aaliyah here. She was asking, "Do you allow visits to the factory/warehouse?"
So we have just started allowing not mass numbers of people to come in because COVID is still out there, and the last thing you want to do is have your entire warehouse shut down. But I would make an appointment for someone to come and visit. I actually have two warehouses. I have my production facility, which is about 6,000 square feet. And then I have my distribution center, which is about 32,000 square feet. that's the one that Lorenzo had in the background that I think everybody wants to come and see. But actually, the 6,000 square foot facility is really where we rock and roll. That's where we make our money. So to answer your question, I would.
This is a lot of fantastic questions, and this was so cool, Val. I was really happy to do this with you. I've been trying to get Miss Val y'all on to go live on YouTube for some time now, like consistently, and because I know that all of you can get so much out of it. She has been really committed to making sure that she stays in front of you all. She's very active on Instagram. Are y'all all following our Instagram page? I know there's some people on Instagram right now watching Miss Val right now. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people cannot wait for the classes. I mean, it's listen, there is some stuff in the works, and this is why Virtuous Millionaire is really important. The project called Virtuous Millionaire that Ms. Val started is not only going to, yes, the formulation classes are one thing, but the mindset and the community that you have around you is the other part that she really wants to teach. So this here is a labor of love. As she said, she's already made it to the success that she seen that she would make it to one day. So it really does not, it doesn't take anything away from her to say like, hey, I made it to a multi-million dollars, business. And, it like her saying that and sharing that with all of you, she has really nothing to gain out of it. But her doing what she's doing right now, which is sharing all of herself with you, is really just about making sure that this could be replicated, duplicated, and this can become a part of our community's commodity in the future. There's going to be a young woman watching this video one day, and she's going to say, you know what, I want to do that too, and she's going to accomplish that. And then we're going to see the next Madam CJ Walker for the next generation. This is what it's all about. So this is the reason why we cannot hide, this blessing that we have. Yes, it is private label, but family, we have to be able to share, because how many young sisters out there can learn so much from Miss Val and seeing the work that she's done at Wholesale Natural Body Care. So I just want to thank all of you for tuning in. And we have just a few people watching right now, but I gather Val, in the future when you go live, this thing is going to be jumping, right? We're going to
I
have a
hope
couple
so.
thousand people.
Yes.
Yes.
The thing about it is, nothing brings me more joy than watching all of you grow. Nothing helps my heart feel happy than knowing that I've been able to inspire someone else to do amazing things. And I know you all can. Just believe in yourself and put yourself first. One of the greatest assets we have is ourself. And a part of real good self-care is good mental self-care, where you take care of yourself. And you learn how to prioritize what's important. And that means, to any of you single ladies out there, let me just pour into your heart. If you're single, self-care on yourself, all the things that you want to do in life, you don't have to delay it. You don't have to put it off because you want someone else to do it for you. You don't have to have a man in your life. It's amazing. It's awesome to be married, especially when you're married or when you hook up with the right person. But you don't need to wait for that to happen for you to do amazing things. It's when you begin to believe in yourself and you do the hard work. That means that even if you've had some challenges in your life and you need to go back to the drawing board and you have to be willing to do whatever work is necessary to become a better you, that you would be willing to do that. And like I said, I'm here for that. I'm so here to see all of you all be successful. There's so many stories that I wish that I could share about successful women that are doing what I do or that have started a brand. And I just know it's our time. And y'all know Miss Val's not prejudiced, but as a Black woman, it's our time, and I want to see us do it. If I can do it, you can do it too.
Amen to that. So Oh man, it seemed like this time went by so fast. And I hate to come to an end with this conversation. But we have someone here, Shay Green. She said, "I want to start." Wow, how can someone get started? Where do you want them to go?
So listen, the wholesale website is wholesalenaturalbodycare.com. He has it up on the screen there. Go on that website, and I want you guys to use the website like you would a school. It is littered with so much information. There are articles there that explain to you exactly how to get started. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where I don't expect you to call me and ask me what to do. I've already given you guys all the information on what to do. It's on the website. Click, be like I was, be super curious. Click on every button. Look at every category, every product. There's not a product that Wholesale Natural Body Care does not make. We make hair care, skin care, body care, beard care, nail care, pet care, babe care, mom care. If it can be used on the body, we make it. And it's all categorized. So what you've got to do is think to yourself, what category do I want to be in? How do I want to show up? Do I want to talk about hair? Am I a person that wants to talk about hair? Maybe you're a person that loves makeup and you want to sell. Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of followers, but having a lot of followers is one thing. Having a lot of customers is another thing. And so while you're talking and while you're showing your beauty, you want to, show how you do your makeup and all that other kind of stuff. You can do that fine, but you're not selling L'Oreal and that. You can sell your own facial cleanser. Get a facial cleanser, get a moisturizer, maybe get 3 little things. Set aside a $500 budget. $500 is not going to make or break me, but it could change your life for sure. Because $500, I mean, if I were to bring my screen up right now and you see my daily sales, I'm sure it's upwards of $20,000 for today. And so that $20,000, the way I look at it is, look at how many opportunities WNBC is creating for other companies. That will turn into $200, $300, $400, $500,000 in commerce for brands just like your potential brand. So hop over to Wholesale Natural Body Care and be willing to read the blogs, go on every blog post, follow me everywhere I am. The biggest compliment you can pay me is to follow me and mimic me. Do what you see me doing. If you see me do it, do it. Do it. Ain't no shame in it. I ain't gonna whoop you. I'll be there to applaud you. And
Yes,
so
yes.
if you guys want to get started, I'm gonna say one thing. Don't procrastinate, find just a small little niche. We do perfumes. You can start a perfume line. You can start a body butter line. There's so many companies that have 2 or 3 products. And honestly speaking, if I had to talk about where I make my money, it's not on the 600 products that are on Wholesale Natural Body Care. It's a small select. So you go on there and find you 2 or 3 or 4, create a line, and just because it's my basis, you get to add your own fragrances, do your own thing. It's like cooking, Okay, here's a good example. And I gave this example to my bank. It's like cake batter. What's in cake batter? Flour, eggs, water, oil, baking soda, baking powder, and a pinch of salt. That's the base of every cake. How many cakes can you bake off that base? Chocolate, German chocolate, lemon, strawberry, carrot. So guess what? Take a base and create 15 different things from one base just like that. Remember what I just said. It's just like cake batter. Call your base my batter and take that batter and whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it good. Whip it into something special. Add your own oils. We sell oils. We sell fragrances. We sell essential oils. I want you guys to do something amazing. Y'all know Mael just sold out, right? So that means that there's room in commerce for all of us. Buy from yourself. Buy from yourself. What you buying from somebody else? They don't know you. You don't know them. Buy from yourself or buy from me. Hey, buy from me. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. And follow me. Follow me on every page and click like, share, subscribe. I promise, Lorenzo, I'm going to do more of this. Y'all know I'm probably, I have so many inhibitions about showing up in public, but I promise I'm going to keep doing it. If you all follow and comment and tell me you want me to do it, I'm going to do it, because you all can hold me accountable. And then guess what? I'm going to hold you accountable.
Well, there you have it. Yeah, I mean, there's so much that you could learn just in this 45 minutes alone. I mean, this was a wealth of information, and I just want to thank you, Val. I mean, there was some really great questions. We can't address those questions right now. But as Val said, if you are ready to launch your brand, you need to go over to the website, learn all that you can, start where you're comfortable at, and just know that the products that you have, those ingredients, it is a base. It is a start that can expand to more products, but you have to start simple first. If you haven't launched anything yet, we have Gerard here, and I just want to kind of highlight what he's asking. He says, how many products would you start with, or for a men's line? Do you think it's better to start with a skin face product or beard hair? Thank you. You're such an inspiration. To that question, I mean, for me, when I'm helping people launch, I want us to start you off with 5 products. But Val, what would you say as a close to answer this question?
Jared, you're a very handsome young man, and I'm gonna speak right to you. I would hope that you could take your good looks and your beard and turn it into a marketing machine. A lot of times, good looking young men, the first thing they want to do is get off into women, have babies all over the place. With a nice looking young man like you are your market, you are your brand. So you got to protect your integrity. What I'm looking at on the screen right now, it could be sold. So for you, you could do skincare, you could do male hair care, you could do male beard care. I probably would do 2 things. I would maybe pick 3 male skincare products, and I would certainly do beard care. And I would just start, let me tell you something. When you decide that you want to do it, one of the first things you want to do is create just get your brand and start tagging it everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. Snatch that first. You want to get those names and you want to tag that name everywhere that you want to be. And then from there, you want to be as transparent as you possibly can be. You want to walk down your whole process and you want to walk it in front of your potential customers. You want to start saying, hey, look, I'm thinking about doing this. And maybe after you buy some samples that you can use in front of your customers, you want to begin using those products and you want to develop an intimate relationship with your customers. Get on YouTube and just do a live video using your skincare products, grooming your beard, and sharing with other young men how to do it, and become a force to be reckoned with when it comes to being an authoritative figure on your product line or your potential product line. Do it well, do it professionally.
So there you have it. I couldn't just leave our brother's question unanswered there. That was a great question. A lot of people ask that all the time when they're first getting started. And Val just gave again, that was great information, because there's so much you should know when it comes down to launching your brand. It's really about you.
Mm-hmm.
The first points of contact are the people that are closest to you. And yeah, sometimes it's, family are not as supportive, but what about the people at the barbershop? What about the people at church? What about the people that you come across at work? This is your community. You really have to lean on your community immediately, and just start off basic first. It really is about what you're comfortable with, because there is a lot that you need to know if you have not launched any products yet. But if you have launched products and you're really comfortable with the environment of selling products, you could start with as many of some of my customers that started with, about 20 products. I had someone launch her first launch because she was just used to doing it. And so, but I would say for starters, 5 products is really good, a good start, and the kits come with most of Wholesale Natural Body Care's kits, they come with 5 products. So that's like a shampoo, conditioner, you know, some type of oil or serum, you know, some type of gel, or you know, there's usually about 5 products. So, but yes, so thank you everyone. Man, this was a nice almost hour here video. We are definitely going to be coming back on here with you. Please stay tuned. You got to subscribe to everything, just like she said. Please, you don't want to miss this type of information. Is not forever. Don't, you know, this is the kind of information that you want to get, and get as much of it, take advantage of as much of the free information that you're getting right now, you know, because companies out there, they're trying to sell, you know, basic regular information that really is not going to get you anywhere. Val is the owner, the CEO, the founder, you know, the mind behind Wholesale Natural Body Care, this huge company. Please take advantage of it. So I know all of you here are already doing that. I'm just, you know, just asking that you be sure to share. So any final comments, Val, for the people?
I do want to say that we do have the upcoming website. It shouldn't cost that much, where I have created some bases, and you can take these bases and follow my instructions. I give you step-by-step instructions on how to take a base and create something amazing, something very high-end out of it. I'm hoping that by Friday, the website will be live, and I've already done a few videos on it. I've done those videos. You can find them on Instagram under Wholesale Natural Body Care. They're on my Facebook page under Wholesale Natural Body Care, and I believe Lorenzo is going to be posting those on the YouTube page. But those kits are $23.99 and under that you can buy. They'll be available by Friday on the It Shouldn't Cost That Much website. But for the samples, just go over to Wholesale Natural Body Care and look. Everything is categorized. Buy yourself some samples and get started. If you do want some instructional videos or whatever, we have those already posted. And so I look forward to servicing you guys. I can't thank you all enough for tuning in tonight. I know it was short notice, but I'm kind of spontaneous like that, because if I think about it too much, then I get nervous and I don't want to do it. So I thank you all so much for coming on and being a part of this live. And the only thing I would just love would be if you all would subscribe, follow along, help me to be whatever it is that you need from me. And I love you all so much, and I thank you all for your time tonight.
Yes, thank you, and till next time. Bye-bye.